Okay, thank you, Chris. Good evening, everybody. First order of business is the open session minutes of September 21st. Sean and Bob, do you have those in your packet?
I don't, and it's not in the packet that was sent out online either.
Yeah, mine either. So let's just wait until the next meeting. We can approve them at the next meeting, okay?
Very good.
Sean, did you get it?
No.
Okay. We don't have any public hearings tonight. So the next order of business is public comments. And if there is anyone from the public who would like to comment, now's your time.
Don't see anyone yet. So
okay.
No hands. Nope.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move along. The first order of business is Lucia's Latin Kitchen. A discussion of a complaint.
Sure. Patty, does that mean I can go on that one?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Madam Chair, members of the Select Board, thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. My name is Bob Healy. I represent the Champaign at 199 Main Street in Mass. I'm here tonight to relief from the entertainment permit grant Lucia's on 8/17/21. The late night activity generated by granting of the permit is effectively a distance from our business. For reference, I don't take being in front of this board lightly, and I've made several attempts to peacefully resolve this with our neighbor, Lucia. Over the course of months, I've repeatedly reached out to Lucia, informing her the issues these events are causing for our business. I repeatedly asked her to end these events earlier or consider canceling them altogether. As each and every event of this nature she has held has received multiple complaints from our guests, cost a considerable amount of money in refunds, and been the source of a constant stressor for us. When I referred Lucia to your board for an entertainment permit on 7/29, I never in my wildest dreams thought it would have been granted until 1 a.m. Historically, this venue has been limited to 10 p.m. in line with other permits in town. We kindly request that you amend this permit to reflect that change. Please keep in mind, Chambray and Lucia's are both historic buildings, and they're very, very close to each other. The buildings have single pane windows and little, if any, soundproofing to dampen the noise between them. If these events are allowed to continue, Chambray simply cannot operate. It's simply a fact of the hotel business. It doesn't matter what kind of linens I put on the bed, how nice the girl is checking you in, what I serve you for breakfast. If you can't sleep, you're not going to come back, and you're not going to want to pay for your stay. It's that simple. We need our guests to be able to sleep. I'd like to take this opportunity. I could show you some video clips of what's going on over there. I don't know if that's allowed or not. Can I share my screen with you, or?
Bob, Sean, what are your thoughts?
I'd leave that up to you, Patty. I'm not sure that we need the extra information.
Okay.
Or I'm not sure that I need it, I should say.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I need it either at this point.
Okay. And I think this is the first time anything like this has been offered to us in this type of a hearing. Bob, I will just, Bob Healy. I just will say, I lost your audio there for a while. It was kind of frozen and not coming in well, but I think I got the gist of what you said. So I looked over the permit, and unfortunately, I think we casually talked about it with her, about trying to shut down the music half hour before so that everybody was quiet by midnight and everybody out by 12:30. Now, my understanding is in that complaint, it was 12:30 when either you called in or the police got there. Let's see. Okay. And I don't know if Lucia's on the Zoom call tonight. we did send her a letter telling her it was going to be a discussion. And I feel it's only fair that she be on it also.
I also let her know.
Sorry?
I also had let her know as well. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
First of all,
see
I'd just
anyone, Madam Chair, by that name, but if someone from Lucia's can raise their hand, I can, let you
Okay.
know.
Okay. So, Bob, exactly how many of these nights has she had music and dancing?
So she's only had these 3 nights.
Okay.
The first one was on July 2nd and July 24th, and now September 18th.
Okay, so nothing during August.
No.
Okay. And did she let you know when she was having it ahead of time so you'd be
No.
aware of that? Okay. My initial reaction looking at it was that it's our fault to some extent. The license says 9 to 12:30. Doesn't say close up early, stop the music. So I could see why the music was still going at 12:30. So, but I think our intention was to have it stop a half hour beforehand, be done by midnight, so they can get together and they can leave by 12:30 if they want. I guess Bob and Sean, I would ask what your thoughts are on this.
I think that that night it was mentioned to her that we were granting the permit, but that also to remember that she had neighbors and be respectful of the neighbors and there be clear communication. And I guess I wish somebody was here from the restaurant.
I know.
But it seems to me that we should revisit the hours that the music is being allowed to play, and curtail those to some degree in order to help Bob out if we can.
Okay, Sean.
Yeah, I agree, Bob. There's 2 Bobs here, so sorry, Mr. Healy.
Yep.
Did you mentioned 10 o'clock? Is that do we have? And maybe this is a question for Chris or maybe Patty. You might know the answer. Do we have any town bylaw or ordinance that we should be looking at when amending this time? Any
Not that I'm aware of, Sean.
Yeah.
It's always because, to be truthful, she can serve until 2:00 in the morning.
Right.
Okay.
And this is an entertainment license, and so
Right.
they're making. Yeah.
And so that's something controlled by the town. And I don't believe we've ever adopted anything at a town meeting to that extent.
I'm taking a look, but I know in the residential areas there's a 10 o'clock.
Right.
That being the
Right.
DCDC, I'm not sure that there is one that applies.
Yeah. But I'm not against amending the hours to some extent, as long as they have to be somewhat reasonable too. And I think 10 o'clock might be too early to have something like that, but I can see anywhere between 11 and 12 o'clock.
I'd like to, because I kind of, go ahead. Sorry, Bob. You lost him.
Okay, because I can't hear him.
Yeah, it looks like he cut out. I was just gonna say, because Bob mentioned before, I thought we had tried to communicate to be kind and that sort of thing. So maybe I'd say that we should definitely amend the permit, and I'd go to 11 o'clock. Would be kind of my idea of some way that she can, if she can show that she can draw the noise down, get the entertainment under control by 11 o'clock, and then maybe we can, if she wants to revisit this in the future for subsequent years, apply for another special permit. Maybe that's something that we can talk about. But I think that
That sounds right.
That's the direction that I'd like to go in anyway.
Yeah, I agree with Sean. I know years ago, many years ago, I used to play at Sullivan Station when it was a restaurant there, and I think we went fairly late too. But not just because we're saying music doesn't mean all music is the same, and doesn't mean that
Right.
the thing is the impact on the surrounding neighborhood. So I'm
Right.
inclined to. As it's created a problem and they're not here tonight, I would go with amending it. I would say to 11 o'clock as well.
And I think I'd agree with both of you, with the condition that we might be able to revisit this at some point in the future, like you said, Bob, for like next year, because this only goes to December 31st. But there's got to be a little more communication between them two, so that Bob's aware of when she's having something going on. It's unfortunate, but we have two businesses right next door to each other who have rights, and we need to find some way of mitigating that. So if someone wants to make a motion to that effect of amending Lucia's entertainment license to read, now I don't know. She starts at 9. Maybe she'd want to start at 8. Go 8 to 11. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, I have no problem with opening it at an earlier time. I'm looking at the entertainment license now.
All right.
And
So
Bob, we lost you there. I don't know if you had anything.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, we
Okay.
had some internet issues. I was just going to refer you to the Mass State CMR or the town noise ordinance, which I think Chris was alluding to. That is 10 p.m. For the town, and actually the state of Mass has a much more restrictive CMR at 9 o'clock for habitable residences that doesn't allow you to go more than 10 decibels above ambient. But I was just going to refer you to the two numbers if you would like. It would be 310 CMR 7.10 for Mass, and then I think the local one, I think maybe Chris already may have told you on.
I think that's the one you were referring to, Chris, right? The local one we had about 10 o'clock.
And
Residential
those noise
neighborhood.
tables are for, I'm looking at my other computer here,
Yeah.
but residential conservation, residential agricultural, multiple dwelling districts, commercial business corridor, and rural business districts is what those are listed under. I believe it's downtown commercial business corridor.
I believe so.
Yeah, it's DCBC, and I think it falls under, I think it's like Group D in that bylaw, I believe, or something. But it still lists 10 p.m. for the. Let me pull that up 1 second.
This is chapter 140.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. Maybe I have it wrong.
Yeah. I still
Regardless,
Yeah,
I
go
just-
ahead, Bob.
I mean, we would obviously prefer 10. If you guys could amend it to 11, we'll definitely see how that goes, and hopefully that should solve it. The issue just comes, like I say, I believe the permit you guys issued last time was 12:30. They had trucks loading until almost 2 o'clock with large speakers and lights and equipment, and it was 2:30 before the last cars leave there.
Okay.
Madam Chair, that is correct, Bob Healy, that it is the District D, which has a night, the DCBC falls into D, night level of 70 decibels.
Okay.
At 10 p.m. Correct.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
It's actually 70 during the day too.
Okay. And the only way we're going to know what it is to measure it at some point, if she has any more. All right. Then I guess I would entertain a motion to amend the. Oh, did you have
Well,
something back?
I was just gonna make that motion for you,
Okay.
Patty.
Go
I'd make a motion to amend the entertainment license issued to Lucia, Tendovel, at Lucia's Latin Kitchen to, I believe we could start earlier at 8 o'clock if we wanted to, and she would have to shut down music no later than 11 o'clock.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? And I will say what I can do is, I'll have Cindy do up the license, and she can put it with other documents we have to sign. But in the meantime, I'll send her by mail the discussion we had and tell her what we're doing. And I'll also encourage her to communicate with Bob when she is going to have a function. If that's all right with you.
Yeah, no, that's definitely fine with me. I mean, we park in the back, we wave, but it seems like, since this began, it's taken me weeks to get a hold of her for anything.
Okay.
So.
Okay. I think also, if you're going to be talking with her, Mr. Healy, the problem is we're dealing with the hours, but the problem is also, of course, the decibels, and then she can be cognizant of the fact that they're playing at extraordinary volumes. They can control that as well. Otherwise, we're going to be back at this again.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to put that in the letter to her also, Bob, that we're asking her?
I would suggest that if
Okay.
you agree.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll see what we get for a response at that. Okay. So, did you second that, Bob?
Yes.
Okay. All those in favor?
Bob Jones, aye.
John Renier, aye.
Pat Carlino, aye. And Mr. Healy, we'll see what goes next. Okay.
Thank you guys very much. We appreciate it, and have a good night.
Thank you.
Okay. Next thing on the agenda is the Cultural Council appointment. We have an Allison Lotto from Summer Street who wishes to be appointed to the Cultural Council. And we have a letter from the chairman, Robin, asking that we appoint Allison. Anybody have any questions? Or I don't know if anybody's online regarding this. But I know they need members, so.
Great.
I'll entertain a motion to appoint Allison Lotto to the Cultural Council.
I'll make a motion to appoint Allison Lotto to the Cultural Council.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye. John Renier, aye.
Bob Jones, aye.
Pat Carlino, aye. Okay. Then we have some reappointments to the Historical Commission. We have Susan Stone, Sandy Casaglio, and Bill Matthews. I'm not sure on the years or how that goes, but Cindy should have a record of it. So when she sends out the letters to them.
Pat?
Pat. Sue?
Yes.
Yeah,
I want to ensure, did Bill and Sandy both write letters to request this reappointment?
Bill and Sandy?
Yeah. No, I did. I just
You
wanted
did.
Huh?
Didn't you send the list?
Well, I sent a letter to ask to be reappointed, but I asked them to also send a letter to you to be reappointed. Did anything like that come to you?
I don't have anything. Hold on just a minute. Let me see.
Yeah, I don't see a letter in my packet.
I didn't either.
And
Well, I'm uncomfortable with reappointing them without them actually requesting it.
All right.
So-
well, why don't we just leave it for you tonight?
I'll
And
leave
when
it to me, and
we'll get in touch with them.
I will get in touch with them. Okay.
And then if they wish, we'll do it at our next meeting.
Okay. Thank you. I'll
Thank
have
you.
them write you though.
I'm sorry, what?
I think it's appropriate that they should write with intention to want the reappointment.
Okay.
I mean, I'd love to have them on.
Are we-
If they don't, I'm going to be desperate, but I don't feel I can just, oh yeah, you're reappointed without your having said you wanted.
Were they aware that they were supposed to do that?
I
Or
did.
they wanted to-
I did. Yes. Okay. So,
Okay, we'll double check on that. We'll see if
Okay,
Cindy
thanks,
has
Jen.
something.
all right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can I have a motion to reappoint Susan Stone to the Historical Committee?
So moved.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Bob
John
Jones.
Ren-
Bob Jones, aye.
John Renier, aye.
Pat Carlino, aye. We'll follow up with the other two members. So then we have this last appointment for David Forrest, who the legislation was signed by the governor and by the legislator. And what we're trying to do is reappoint David as a voting member of the DPW board. He did request it.
Okay. And this was because there was, we had legislation come down.
Yes, that we passed at annual town meeting last year,
Correct.
and it went through the legislature and it came back signed by the governor.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to appoint David Forrest as a voting member of the Department of Public Works Board.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
John Renier, aye.
Bob Jones, aye.
Pat Carlino, aye. Thank you. Okay, and one more thing before we get into the town search. Hold on a minute. Okay, this has to do with the temporary sign permit requested by Kathy DeVerance for the Lee Farmers Market. And what they've asked is an extension of their permit from before for 8 signs that go around town, just to make sure they're there until the last week that the farmer's market is open. And it basically would run from until October 9th. And I think you have attached a picture of it.
Yeah. Certainly don't have any problems with this.
No.
Yeah. They just wanted to make sure people knew they were going to be open until October 9th.
Mm-hmm. So do we need a motion to extend their
Yeah.
application?
Well, yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion to extend the application of the sign permit to Kathleen DeVerance for the farmers market until October 9th.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
John Renier, aye.
Bob Jones, aye.
Pat Carlino, aye. Okay. So we're now up to the town administrator search committee discussion. I just wonder, is everybody from the search committee on tonight? Do we know?
Yeah, looks like I see most of them, if not all of them here. There's a couple names I'm not 100% sure about, but it looks like they are all here.
Okay. At any time, you need to ask questions. So, and I'm guessing they all got a packet or will be getting a packet from either you or Cindy.
Yeah, 5 of the 7 have been sworn in and picked up, and we just have 2 more to wrap up, and that will be
Okay.
all set.
Okay. So thank you, all of you, for taking on this job. It pays so well. I know you're all excited about it. And did you all get the letter I kind of put out? I don't know if you got that in your packet or if it's in the packet that some of you have gotten. But if you just bear with me, I'm just going to read it briefly. What it says, more or less instructions for the town administrator search committee. Which first, you are going to decide amongst yourselves when to meet, when the best time to meet, day, night. Where you want to meet, whether you want to meet in person or by Zoom, that's your decision to make. If you want to meet in person, you can always call and have the courtroom set aside for you. There's plenty of distancing based, and the meetings are pretty much open to the public in the beginning anyways, until you get to a certain step in the process. You need to elect a chairman and a clerk, who I'm hoping will take minutes. If you can't, if nobody can take minutes, let me know. We'll find somebody to do it for you, because they have to be filed with the town clerk on a weekly basis. As I said, all meetings are public and open to the public except where indicated in your materials. Now, if you've picked up your materials, you'll see there's a fact sheet about search committees and what you do. If you haven't, you're going to get that. All meetings must be posted 48 hours in advance, and you can get those to the town clerk, and he'll take care of posting them, and he'll put it on the website also. Let's see. Again, if you decide to meet in person, call our office in order to reserve the courtroom if you wish. Now, I don't know where to go from here, except we're not going to rush you or hurry you. So this doesn't have to be done in a week's time or 2 weeks' time. It never does. You need to be comfortable with yourselves as to what you think your charge is and what you need to do. A couple of the other things that were in your packet was the act that established the Selectmen Administrative Form of Government back in 1990, I think it was, and an amendment that was made to the act after it was adopted. This is what we're going by now in hiring a town administrator. With the dropping of the shared services, we are just going back to what we had before we shared services, which is the act that established the Selectmen Administrative Form of Government. So
Madam Chair, you have a hand up with when you have a second from
All hands up.
Sure, whenever. Stop me whenever.
Kelly and Mrs. Wyatt.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
This is Sue Kelly. You're referring to these things that they were not in my packet.
Because have you stopped in to pick your packet up yet?
I have. I've been sworn in.
That was the first packet. There's a second packet.
Yeah,
Oh.
so I could just comment on that. The second packet who came in early enough, that has been mailed out to you. You should have it.
Oh.
If you came in the last couple of days, you got both of them in person.
Okay.
So,
Okay, thank you.
So it's on its way. Was that your only question,
Yes.
Sue? Okay. Marilyn?
Yeah, I was just wondering, are you going to outline for us a process or a procedure? And do we have resources, to hire a search firm or, some kind of similar support?
No, the selectmen have decided not to go with the search firm. We're just going to do it in-house with the search committee. Lindsay Broom, who's our human resource person, will be there to put out the job description for you once you've come to conclusion on that, and she'll advertise it. The only other thing is someone has to take the minutes at your meeting if you've got someone who's willing to do that. And if you don't, then we'll try to find somebody that will assist you with that.
When you say that Lindsay Broom's going to put out the search description, where is it posted?
No. She'll put out the job description.
Or sorry, this job description. Where's it going to be posted?
Well, number one, it'll be on the website. Number two, it'll be addressed at MMA, which is the Massachusetts Municipal Association. And there's two other municipal advertising places, like city and town management. I forget the actual verbiage. And I mean, unless somebody else has some other thought.
She also usually uses like Indeed and places like that as well.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'm sure the committee could have some say in where they would like to see job postings sent, posted.
So just to clarify my first question, will you be suggesting a process for us, or should we be starting from scratch and figuring out how to do this and then proceeding from there?
Well, everything that I'm going to go over tonight is sort of like the process you'll use.
Great.
And if you haven't gotten your second packet, it's in the mail.
Oh, okay. I haven't gotten it, but good to know.
Okay, Gordon, did you have something?
Yes, Madam Chairman. The actual act shows us where we have to advertise as a minimum.
Yeah.
If anybody who got their packet, if you look at page 970, section 5, the International City Management Newsletter, certainly
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, the MMA is a great thing. And then also we need to have a regional or a statewide. So I think we can take care of that as a committee once we get together. Either the Globe or maybe the Globe and the Eagle are two that we could think about. I also had some questions about the clerk for minutes, but we can probably take care of that once we get together. If we have a digital recorder, it would be helpful. I think before we end tonight, I would really, since we have 6 of the 7 members here, perhaps we could at least schedule our first meeting together so that Chris could post it and we could at least get together to talk about chairmanship and clerical staff and perhaps a little bit of discussion about process, because quite a bit is found in the packet that also includes a little bit of the process.
Right.
And identify who else is on the committee, because I have no idea.
Yeah, I think all
It's in your
7.
packet too.
Yeah, I think actually all 7 members are here, Gordon. If I'm counting correctly.
Yeah, and just so you know,
Oh, you're right.
I did,
Yeah, Nick
I
showed
did
up.
put in an info contact list in your packet, which gives all the members and their telephone numbers, our office, and different offices you deal with. I'm sorry it didn't get out in time for everybody to get that. I know some of the members that are going to serve are fairly familiar with municipal job recruitment and that type of thing, but some have aren't, and so you're going to learn from each other, I guess. There is a search committee protocol packet that's also in there. It's put out by Copeland and Page, which is a municipal law firm, and it's all about search committee protocol, how it's very, very helpful. When you get it, you can read it. So I think the question I have right now for my other 2 selectmen, as well as the search committee, we do have about 5 or 6 fairly recent job descriptions from various towns, a couple of them in the Berkshires and a couple of them around. My question is, I don't know. Should we, the Board of Selectmen, amongst ourselves, write the job descriptions the way we want them? We can add, subtract. Should we leave it up to the search committee? I kind of feel like that's unfair. And search committee, jump in here anytime. I kind of think we should say, here's our vision of a town administrator for the town of Lee. And give them something that's fairly done. If they want to add to it or take it away. And I'd just like to get a feeling from people about that, how they feel.
Yeah, I was gonna kind of give a little outline of what I see, what I would be looking for a town administrator, but I certainly think that we could put something together and hand it over to the search committee and then have them maybe amend it or do some sort of revision. That was kind of...
I wonder if you did it and Bob, you did it, your vision and I did it, if we could somehow send our 3 thoughts and our vision to Chris Britton, who might be able to draw up the job description. Chris, I'm volunteering you. I don't know if you have any desire to do that.
No, I could definitely do that and combine the 3 ideas together. And also, we do have a hand from Maryland as well. And you have a chance, Madam Chair, but that would be no problem to do that and then send a draft back to you.
And then when we're finished with it, we'll send it to the search committee and say, here's our draft. Feel free to look at it and make suggestions or whatnot. Because I know some of them had like living arrangements and how long you had to move until you had to move here,
Right.
And so we'd have to kind of combine it. So
Madam Chairman, those are in the statute. We have to be careful about that. Those have to be listed anyway because they are in the statute.
Right. Well, I'm saying some of the job descriptions I got have different things, so they wouldn't all apply.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying we need to be So, having said that, then I would ask Bob and Sean, let's take the next week and a half to put our thoughts together and get them to Chris. And during that time, the search committee, you can get your meeting date and your timing going and pick your chairman. See if you can get a volunteer to be a clerk. And don't forget to call if you need help or need to go somewhere to find out information. And that's why the contact information sheet is in your packet also. So, yeah.
One
You
more
got
comment,
question?
Patty.
Yeah.
Maryland has her hand up.
Okay, Marilyn.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, would we be able to go to the previous town administrator to have that person either look at the job description or weigh in as to what, based on his experience, he thought should be included?
Yeah, I think that could be done. We'll do it on our end to him.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Also, Patty, I'm just curious. We've got a town administrator job description written by Bob Nason in 1996, and then we have examples of other towns similarly in population. And while do we have a copy of the agreement made with Chris Ketchen? Not that it would be totally applicable. We're not sharing in administration anywhere, but we might be able to draw from that.
We do. We have
it
on file if you'd like to get it. It basically takes the town administrator job and says he's the town administrator under this job description when he's in Lee, and then he's town manager. But it is available, and you can get that from Cindy. But that's helpful too. And to Marilyn's thought, we don't want to stress out Chris's time, but I know he would, give us the time to review what ends up being. I say that without asking him, but I'm sure he will.
We have a hand from Gordon as well.
Yeah, Gordon?
Hi, thank you very much. I still don't think we should leave this meeting with you guys tonight without a tentative meeting of the group so we can get together. I don't want to wait another 2 weeks till you guys meet again and then put something off because we need our notice posted. I don't know, just as batting it around, if maybe like Saturday morning at 10 o'clock at the courtroom might be available for folks where at least we can have an initial get together, learn who we all are. And maybe by then you could have some of that documentation for us to take with us. And that's just throwing it out there, but I think I really would hesitate to go away from this meeting without some kind of tentative arrangement for getting together. So
I was trying to
just throw
figure out
that
how
out
we
there.
were going to do that.
Well, it gives us time to post the meeting also through the town clerk.
Well, since almost all of you are here, I guess you could speak up right now. If you're putting that out there as a suggestion, Gordon, is Saturday morning.
Yeah, just a thought. Saturday morning, 10 o'clock. I mean, I don't know if that's available for people or not, but
It's a holiday weekend and I'm traveling.
Oh, holiday weekend. Well, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Columbus Day is Monday.
Oh, right. So.
Well, then I mean, I'm certainly open to most any suggestions. I just think we shouldn't leave here tonight without a definite time and day and location posted, which is what we're obligated to do.
So does anybody have another suggestion for a time or date?
Well, seeing as we need a couple days to post this, why don't we do it in the middle of the week at the town hall?
Sure.
Like a Wednesday or Thursday, Dave?
Yeah. 6, 7 o'clock. It's not going to take that long for the first meeting.
That's fine with me. Wednesday or Thursday. And if we're going to do it Wednesday because of Columbus Day, I think we would have to post tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm on the town website right now. I don't see any conflicts yet with next week with any other boards.
Wednesday?
Wednesday or Thursday works for me. Either or.
At this point, Thursday might be a little bit better for me just because I may have a family obligation on Wednesday.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, I can't do it on Thursday.
Okay, well then, you know.
Here we
I might be
go.
able to-
I
I think it's
know.
so-
Why don't we
Yeah,
just
I
get
know.
Wednesday at 5:00 or something? Is that good for people?
Yeah, that would actually be good. Earlier would
It's
be better.
before
than later.
dinner. I think doing it at dinner time is really hard. So, Wednesday at 5.
That would work for me.
I think I can do 5.
I can make that work.
Me too.
Me too. I'll make it work.
As long as you don't mind seeing me on my work clothes, it's fine with me.
You can come in your underwear if you want.
Oh, thank you. My wife would appreciate that.
No, David, you can't.
So it sounds like Wednesday at 5 p.m. Everybody can make it for at least this first initial meeting, and you can make your decisions about when you're going to be able to meet. And I anticipate you may be having 2 to 3 meetings before the resumes or before the job description goes out. Then it will probably remain dormant for a while, and you won't come back until you've decided on a time and to receive them. But we'll know more as we go along. I just wanted to say, I don't think you're going to have to meet every single week, until you make a recommendation. But it's like getting everything ready to go and then taking everything in after it has been put out. But that's just me.
Madam Chairman,
Go ahead, Gordon.
No, go ahead, Chris. You go first.
I was just going to say I'll go ahead and post that tomorrow for Wednesday, 5 p.m., October 13th. If anybody doesn't have their packet in the next day or two, feel free to reach out to me, and I can email a PDF of it to you if you'd like.
So, Madam Chairman, would you be able to also have the descriptions, job descriptions that we were discussing a few minutes ago? Would those be available? Would we have 7 copies so we could each have a copy?
Yeah, I think those are in the packets too. If you didn't get them in your first packet, they're in your second packet.
Yeah, I didn't see the job descriptions from Bob Nason and the agreement with Town of Lennox, but I'll take a look again.
We didn't have the agreement with the Town of Lennox.
Yeah. Well, those are the only things I was thinking about having for next Wednesday available to each member.
Okay, well, let us know by Monday. Oh, not Monday. Let us know by Tuesday, and we can have it emailed to you, or we'll get it to you one way or the other.
Sure.
I was wondering, if Janet got her packet. She seemed to be having.
I only got the very first one when I went to the town hall.
You still haven't gotten anything in the mail?
No.
Good grief.
But are we assuming that we're in person, or are we going to try to do this Zooming?
Oh, that's another.
I don't have a problem being in person.
I would prefer to be in person, especially until we get this straightened out.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
I think for us working together to form sort of a team spirit, it would be good to be together.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Everybody else okay with that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, so Chris will take care of posting it and letting Cindy make sure the courtroom is open. Okay, at 5. Oh, hi, Nick.
And I'll go ahead and email everyone that I have contacts for that packet as well, just in case. Make sure no one's missing anything.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So, I guess that's about it for right now. Again, we thank you for your service. And again, I have to say we had very good candidates qualify. There were 15 or 16 altogether. And so we were very lucky to get that kind of commitment. Does anybody from the committee have any further questions?
No.
Okay. Then we're done with this. Thank you very much, everybody. And we'll wait and see what comes of the Wednesday, the 13th.
All right. Everybody have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. You too. Okay, next on the agenda, if you remember our last meeting, we okayed Matthew Hen, I'm not even sure where he's from, for some filming they were going to do out on the street and in the church on this weekend, I believe. Let me see, wait a minute. But then he's called, have I got that right? It was supposed to be this week, and then he called. I don't, it doesn't say
He
here.
handed us the 21st of October originally.
Okay. So he wanted to change the date to the 21st, and Cindy asked, and she told him he had to check with the church. And I guess they got back and said that they, they had something going on Saturday, I think a Christmas event going on Saturday, and that Sunday would be better. No, that's on the old email. Anyways, I just wondered if you have any change of heart on that. It's just they're just filming outside the courtroom and in the church, and so mostly up to the church whether they want them. I think they've come to an agreement. I don't.
Yeah, it looks like through the email chain that the church is okay with, and they'll have some time to respond as well. But yeah, I don't have a problem with. Do we need a? I mean, yeah,
okay.
I don't have a problem with it.
Bob, do you have any?
None whatsoever.
Okay. So I don't know if it's even something we need to vote on, but if you want to take a vote, we can.
Sure. I'll make a motion to change the date of filming for Matthew Penn from the last. I mean, I guess it's up to him, but it looks like I'm the dates I've got here are December 4th and 5th.
Well, those are the old dates. I don't have anything that's the new date, but I think it was the 21st.
Okay.
Yeah. Cindy didn't put anything in our packet to that.
Then I'll make the motion for Matthew Penn to be filming at a date of their choosing, I suppose.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Oh, yeah.
John Renier, aye.
Bob Jones, aye.
Yeah, Carlino, aye. Okay. Next thing is the Taxpayer Assistance Programs. This is just to make everyone aware that taxes will be going out fairly soon. And every year we have 2 programs that can assist taxpayers, and the page is in your packet. It says Dear Taxpayer, and this goes out with the tax bills. Mm-hmm. And so these 2 programs we've had them in effect for probably a good 15 years now. One is to fund a contribution to what's called the Elderly and Disabled Taxation Fund, and it helps elderly and disabled persons of low income to pay their real estate taxes. And the second one is the Senior Citizen Property Tax Work-Off Abatement Program, which every year we have about 15 residents who earn a property tax reduction of up to $1,500 for performing office work or light manual labor for the town. It's a per hour tax reduction earnings, and it's $15 an hour. And you work your hours until you get up to your $1,500 for that fiscal year. And that goes through is managed by the Council on Aging. So this is just nothing, just an FYI that this is going out with the tax bills like it does every year. Now, CANA provisions in the fiscal year 2020 community impact fee. Bob, do you want to just sit back on this?
I repeat myself.
Okay. This is basically just an FYI for people to know that a letter has gone out to CANA provisions regarding the fiscal 20 year, and I'll read it. This letter is to inform you that during the 2020 fiscal year, the town of Lee did not incur any fiscal impacts arising from CANA provisions. This letter does not, however, indicate or imply the town of Lee will be returning any of the community impact monies that have already been submitted to the town. which is a total of $384,080.65. Or that any future expenses will be applied towards any previous payments. In addition, this letter does not imply that impact fees will not be assessed in years beyond 2020. And it was just something that canon provisions needed. So we got it. And there'll be more to come on what's being done within the next couple of months with the impact fees. Now we have a treasurer's item. It's regarding the short-term borrowing. And this is basically a sign off on what she needs to do to get the loan reprocessed. And this is what you will all have to go stop in at the office to sign.
Okay.
But what it is municipalities, if they're going to borrow money, they put it out for bid. And we actually got 4 bids from different banks. Munson Savings Bank was the low bidder. I believe they're the ones that hold this rate down now. What we do is we borrowed for paving. Each year we're paying a somewhat down, and then we reborrow it. It's called short term. So we got a rate of believe it or not, of 0.340% for a year. So we're doing okay right now. Last year's was, I think she said it was 0.64, and it's even gone down more since then. So I do need a motion, a vote to sign the papers. And it's I think it's on your cover sheet, Sean. More or less, sister.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Just move that we sign the treasurer's documents that she presented to us for borrowing.
Yeah, I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion to accept the short-term borrowing from Munson Savings Bank at the rate of 0.34%.
I'll second that.
Okay. All those in favor?
John Renier, aye.
Bob Jones, aye.
Pat Carlino, aye. Okay. Now, I put a trick or treat discussion on here because last year, if you remember, we canceled trick or treat. I have spoken to Jim Willis at the health department. He did not feel we needed to cancel trick or treat this year. And I've been in contact with Craig, who will be putting out some news by our next meeting as to what they're planning. All I was going to say with the trick or treat is we usually do it from 5 to 7, and we do it on Halloween, which would be Sunday, I think, October 31st this year. And leave it up to parents to oversee their children. And if there's houses where there's no lights showing, that means people don't want to be bothered. And there may be more people this year that don't want they want the kids, but they are hesitant about it with COVID. But Jim said they will be monitoring at least once a month what happens with our rates, which tend to be going down right now, which is a good thing. And if something changes, he'll let us know. But he said for now, there's no need to cancel trick or treat. So I'm putting that out there for you too.
I'm relieved to hear that, actually, because I've got grandkids and the kids are all back in school anyway.
Yeah.
I don't see, and it's really an outside event. So
right, and I guess I don't know how we get this across to anybody, but unless the Eagle picks it up or something, we would ask county residents that not to travel out of their own town into our town, that we at least try to keep it to Lee children. I don't know that that's even an issue, but it has been in the past. But, so if you're all right with that, it's Sunday, October 31st, 5 to 7. If there's no lights in people's houses, don't go banging on their doors. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're up to the fire contract amendment. And this is basically, you got the explanation of all this?
Yes.
We signed it at our last meeting and then found a boo-boo. I think it's on page 6.
Yep.
Apparently we had the wrong fiscal year's longevity pay in there. So Chris has substituted the correct one, and I think that's the only thing we have to revote. Or Chris, would you like us to revote on the whole contract?
Yeah, so we're just amending that part. So if
Okay.
either way is fine. But basically, it was never the town's intention to negotiate with the 2017 numbers. So the 2021 are in there now, and that's just to correct that one one portion of the contract. So which both parties are in agreement on.
Okay, so we'll have to stop and sign this too, right, in the office? Is there signature?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just get a motion to accept it as amended.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept the agreement between the town of Lee and the Lee Career Firefighters as amended.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Renier, aye.
Bob Jones, aye.
Pat Carlino, aye. Okay, now we are up to Kathy Hall.
There you are, the screen. Here I am. So I'll start with the Lee Athletic Field. We've had a problem with their little seesaw on the toddler playground. The DPW is going to determine the extent of damage and if the seesaw can be fixed or has to be removed. Meanwhile, caution tapes have been put in place, and we are working on getting a sign that says keep out, so that we're not in any position of being negligent about this particular situation. So I'll know in a couple of days what's going to happen with that. The other thing with the Lee Youth Commission, we would like to take a look at bylaws, because we're having a problem right now with the reappointment. Cindy is working to try to get a letter out to all our members to see if they want to stay on the committee, or the commission rather, or if they need to step down for whatever reason. We also would like to put in a segment about attendance, because if there's not regular attendance, we miss out on being able to vote on certain issues because of quorum. So we're going to be working on that this week. And excuse me 1 second, because I don't know how to take it. I'm on a Zoom meeting. Call you soon. Bye. That was quick. Children. But anyways, we will be working on that this week, and we will definitely come back to the select board to talk about this situation. We do need to make sure that there's reappointments, because they're supposed to happen. Somebody would be 3 years, somebody else would be 2 years, and somebody else would be 1 year, so that it rotates. And that hasn't happened for more than 1 year now. So I'm working with Cindy to get those letters out. So I think that's that for that. And then the community center, missed a page right here, sorry. The team of Barry Dunn has begun scheduling meetings, and some have already taken place. Others are going to happen this week. The team has begun work on the marketing analysis, inventory of existing programs and similar providers, and they've begun work on the economic analysis and modeling. Don't ask me what the modeling is, because I don't know what it is. But at any rate, that was the information that I got from Jess Moyet. And then today I got information from Barbara Heller, and she is already She has already spoken with some members of the community. She is scheduled to talk to some people tomorrow, and she will be contacting or has set up a meeting with Chris Britton. At that time, she will ask him to set up a Zoom meeting with department heads and the select board, whether the select board wants to meet as a group or as individuals, that would be up to you. They're also planning to have a community meeting sometime the first week of November. And again, she will talk to Chris Britton about scheduling that as well. So that's
lined up for this Thursday. So.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, this company is so professional. They are just on top of things and they keep me updated. I did ask them, I said, well, is there a charge like every time I have to call you with a question? Because I get a little nervous about that because we've got to be cognizant of our $20,000 agreement. And they said, absolutely not. You can call us as many times as you want and we will call you if we need an update. The only time they charge is if they're actually doing the work, doing the interviews with people. So that's really good.
All right.
For me.
That it, Kathy? Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Well, we've come to the, Town Administrator, do we have anything?
Just that the revenue and expense reports ending September 30th are on your desks for review.
Thank you. And our next regular meeting will be held October 19th, 2021 at 7:00. As of right now, it'll still be Zoom. But if it is to change, we'll let everyone know. Bob, Sean, do you have anything before we adjourn?
No.
No.
Okay, can I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Bob Jones, aye.
John Renier, aye.
Pat Carlino, aye. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Oh, don't forget to stop in so Cindy can get those have us all signed documents.